use this Forex trading strategy and win more trades. If you haven't watched my video on my 7-step Forex trading strategy, then you need to watch that video, because that video is going to make understanding this video a whole lot easier. So guys, I can't stress that enough. You need to watch that video, because basically that's my intraday strategy. If you guys want to know how I trade on a daily basis whenever I go to trade, watch that video from start to finish. Take notes, rewind it. I use that exact same strategy whenever I go to trade. First off, I'm going to show you the trade on Instagram. You can see it right here. That's the trade we're going to be breaking down. This is also a trade that I shared with my mentees. On my Discord right now, you can see that I posted this and shared this with my mentees. And just so you guys know, this is not no signals group. I like to share trades that I'm in and how I caught those trades, what I'm looking at. And I like to drop updates on those trades to let the mentees know what I'm thinking about as the trade is moving along. Let's just put some annotations on. You see price was making higher highs and higher lows. We can blatantly see that. If I just zoom into price now, I'm looking right here. I've got my daily imbalance marked up. You guys should know, if you've been watching my channel for some time, you should know what an imbalance is. Some people call it a fair value gap. It's the same thing. Here's my daily imbalance. You can see this candlestick here and that one doesn't touch. When I extend it out to the right with this little gray shaded box, EURUSD has moved back down into this daily imbalance. This is ideally or technically where it should have taken off from. So what I told my mentees then is there is no reason for price to come back up here. These highs, we've run out that liquidity now. So technically you would attack the opposing liquidity. I told my mentees I wanted to see price on Monday, a big candlestick. And I specifically said it on our team call, a large candlestick to the downside. My daily profile then is for it to be bearish with every single candlestick, whether it's a bullish candlestick or whether it's a bearish candlestick. If it's bullish, it drops first and then it rises. If it's bearish, it normally rises first and then it drops. So once again, if I'm expecting a bearish day, I'm going to be looking at price running out some kind of liquidity first on the buy side before dropping. So Friday is here. I'm going to go ahead and go down the time frame now. Let's go down to the 50-minute time frame to look at how this area is. And you know, let's quickly go back. And I was also saying, look, if we trade beneath this low here, then this whole upward move is an up close candle and we should expect lower prices. And when price gets going, I will update you guys with where I believe EURUSD is going to be going. But this is not an EURUSD update video. It's more sort of a reviewing the trading day. So anyway, guys, I've got my line here. Just let me know that it's a new week. That's why it says NW. I'm going to go down the time frame now. Let's go down to the 50-minute time frame. You can see this is how the market closed. I wasn't trading last week, but price delivery just wasn't the best, just accumulation of orders. I'm going to pause it where I want it to stop. It's Monday. You guys know I like to see liquidity taken first before the move. So I like to see price run out liquidity. People are going to be thinking that this is some kind of break and retest in here. They're probably going to look to break and retest entries from these lows too. And they're going to think that they probably missed the sell. You have to always remember, if I'm bearish, I want to see buy side liquidity above these highs taken first before looking to go short. I want to hit play again. We're going to see what happens. Okay, let's go down to the 5-minute time frame as well. I'm on a 5-minute time frame now. Look at what price is doing here. Price had dropped lower, run out sell side, came back to take out that buy side liquidity. And now up here, I'm literally just waiting for price to turn around or to give me some kind of signal that price is going to turn around. So let's hit play. You see price continues to run higher. It runs higher and it trades beneath this low right here. So let's go ahead and mark it up. So the moment price trades beneath that now, don't forget, I don't have to be trying to guess the high. I don't have to try and guess the high. Where's price going to be dropping from? I'm not trying to catch no wick entry. I'm just literally trying to be sure that price is going to be dropping in my favor, especially after a week where price is going sideways like this, where it's just horrible. I want to be sure. So once again, just like my 7-step trading strategy, now prices run out liquidity. I'm looking to jump in off of this up close candle here, because this is now an up close candle. Some people call it an order block. Here then, what am I going to do when price begins to drop? I'm not going to be like these guys who chase price and try to jump in with some sells down here because price was going. You see this candlestick here? Folks will wait for a candlestick to close outside of the support zone. This would be a horrible trade because the risk reward would probably be dead. We've run out buy side liquidity. I'm bearish for the day because I would want to see price close or trade towards the very lowest part of the daily imbalance. You guys know my entry system. I like to enter in at up close candles. I want to go ahead and mark up the very lowest point and the open of the up close candle. So let's go ahead and mark it up. So it looks like this, something like that. And so then when price comes back up into here, this is when I'm happy to take the trade. I didn't actually end up taking it from here, but I'm going to show you guys where I actually ended up taking an entry from. But the fact that price is doing what I wanted it to do gave me more confidence that price is going to move in my favor. So let's hit play. I'm going to go down to the 1 minute time frame the moment price gets up into here. So let's hit play. Don't forget, we're not chasing the trade. You see that? We're not chasing it. Here, price comes up into our buy area. You guys know I like to enter at nearabouts the low and open and 50%. In this scenario, low and open prices tapped into that now. This is when I can look to jump into the trade. I jump in somewhere here with a stop loss above the high. I'm going to go ahead and show you the recording of that entry right now. All right, guys, so this was my entry for EURUSD. So I did try to catch it nearabouts the beginning. So this is what it is. As you guys can see, I actually missed my very first entry, which was roughly about 50% of the imbalance. But guys, I jumped in when price moved away from my entry area. Altogether, I believe it was either 3 or 4 pip stop loss. And then remember what I said, the goal is for price to run to the downside. So ideally, I wanted to take TP down here. Let's just go back up to the 15 for now. You can see this low is a low that I don't believe is going to be the actual low of the day, because once again, we are not close to the low of this imbalance here. So I'm believing that price is going to run out this low. Then once it runs out this low, I'll take partial profits and then move my stop into profit. Then once it hits my stop profit, your boy is done. Before I even move on, let's go back down to the 5 minute time frame. I just want you guys to understand something. This is the Asia session. This is the London session. Oh, but this is still London, by the way, but this is London session. Price is moving and drops at this time here. It then rallies back up to take out buy side liquidity. Look at the time it takes. For it to get there, it took roughly about 2.5 hours. So sometimes you have to just understand that it's going to take roughly about that length of time. It doesn't always happen like that, but you have to be patient in this. You've got the entry now. Half the job is done. There's still half of the job left. You have to wait and hold out to TP. I don't be moving my stops early. It's either price gets to my target or it stops me out most of the time. There are times, very odd occasion, when I see price not moving how I want it to move, and then I'll move my stops to break even, and then I'll get stopped out and, you know, price will go against me. It took 2.5 hours for this to pan out. What I used to do back in the day is I would try to catch this move up higher and then catch the drop. You don't have to do that. You can do other things whilst this happens. Then once you come back to the chart and look at what price is doing, if it's moving how you want it to move for your daily bias, whether you are wrong or right, you trade your daily bias. So anyway, guys, that's what I did. I can't remember exactly when I shared this with my mentees, but I'm going to show you guys the screenshot right now. So you guys can see that I've shared this with my mentees. I'm literally letting them know that this is basically the only trade I'm looking to take today. I didn't get in on the protraction, which is this, making people believe that price is rising. I didn't get in on that. And everything was in my favor. It's moving in line with my 7 steps. So why wouldn't I? Even if I got taken out, I'm still going to trade my 7 steps. But anyway, let's keep moving. Hit play. You guys can see what happens next. Price begins to drop. Runs out liquidity. Don't forget, this is the intraday low. There's going to be sell stops beneath here. This is my target for where I want to take partial profits at. You can see right here, price begins to drop. Nothing's changing. Look at that. It goes sideways. It runs out liquidity. And then it drops. This is an accumulation of orders. And then once it's ready, boom, it drops again. And it comes to run out some sell side liquidity down here. But don't forget, this is not the end. Let's hit play. Price continues to drop. The way to play this imbalance, this daily imbalance, you can mark up 50% and target that, or you can mark up the full thing and target that. Run straight to the very lowest point. Just before I even cancel out of this, look at this. Look at the amount of retracements price gives you. Not just the amount, but also the type of retracements price gives you when it's dropping. I know back in the day when price runs lower, I'll be expecting some big old retracement higher to then drop again. But you're not always going to get that. Once you're in and smart money's in from above these highs, they're looking to run it to where the sell stops are, run it straight to that level. And so look at the types of retracements. I'm only on a 5 minute time frame, folks. You're not going to get big retracements. Just remember that. One buy candle on an order block over there. You get another small retracement up in here, filling the imbalance, and then we go again. But anyway, let's go ahead and cancel out of this. Okay, you can see what price is doing now. Look at that. Big push down lower. It's retracing. Let's go ahead and show you guys my executions. I'll show you guys exactly where I entered, where I exit, where I took TP, all of that as well. So let's go ahead and do it. Settings, executions. There we go. So check this out now, guys. You can see where I entered. You can see, like I said, let's zoom in here for now. You can see the up close candle. Price taps into it. I don't catch this one. I catch it on the next move higher. This is where I catch my entry. And then once price runs out this low here at 1.0926, price runs it out here roughly about at 120-ish. I end up taking partial profits here, roughly about 10 pips below this level here. I end up moving my stop loss as well. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame real quick, because this is when you're operating on that 1 minute time frame. I end up moving my stop loss above this high here after I take TP, because we made a new low with this push down lower. The target is the lowest point of the imbalance. Price comes right to my TP level, right to the very lowest point of that imbalance to the T, and then your boy is done with the trade. Let's just look at this real quick. Does it matter if I lose out on gaining another 30 pips? No, because I've got my piece of the pie already. I'm done. Even if I didn't miss out on 30 pips, let's say I just expected it to continue to drop, because everyone always expects price to continue to drop all the time. Look at that, it done retraced from the very highest point of today to the lowest point. It's come up to equilibrium, 50% of that already. Imagine if I had not taken partial profits along the way. Imagine if I had not done that and price had been here. I'll be pulling out my hair going nuts at this point. I know some of you aren't fans of taking partial profits, but I love it. I love taking partial profits.